Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mike from Rock Guitar Power, and today we got another awesome lesson for you. And today we're going to talk about how to play more emotionally and things that you could do to get deeper inside the songs that you're learning, working on, and writing. So to illustrate this, I'm going to play something really cool. It's the whole intro to Asturia by Isaac Albanese, which is actually a classical tune I've been learning. And to illustrate it, I'm actually going to play it with my eyes closed. And now, first of all, I'm not doing this to show off or to kind of wax my own ego. I'm still learning this song, so it's still very new to me. But the whole concept of doing it this way is that to illustrate when you're working on something, if you practice it so much that you could actually just close your eyes when you play it and focus on the emotion of how it sounds, it really helps to bring your playing to a whole new level. So let me just play this for you first, and then I'll tell you more about how you could apply it to what you're working on. So this is just the intro. It's about 1.5 minutes long. I've learned the whole piece. I'm just now working on the emotional side of it, and this is one of the things that I find helps me to really get inside a tune. So check it out. This is Asturia by Isaac Albanese. Alright, cool. Awesome. So once again, that is Asturia by Isaac Albanese, just the intro. There's a lot more to the song, and I'm going to play the full song for you in a new video in a little bit. So let me talk more about this. So this is a brand new song to me. I've been spending about 2 months learning this so far, at least an hour a day. It's obviously very technical, and obviously it's classical, but I've applied this whole concept to anything I do in rock, blues, or any other style. And when I practice something, especially when you're learning other people's songs, okay? And again, talking about playing more emotionally here. When you write your own music, it generally comes off as being emotional right from the start because it's coming from inside you. You're working on it, you're writing it. It's going to be emotional, you know, usually right when it gets written. When you learn other songs, other solos, or whatever, there's two aspects of it that I usually find you want to focus on. Number one is the technical aspect of it. Just playing the right notes is the first thing, obviously. But after that comes the emotional side of how you want to play and express something. And that's when things really get good and when they really get fun and interesting. And a lot of people don't really take the time to get there, to be honest. Now, even when you have like a full stack Marshall, you know, a Les Paul, everything cranked and killer thick distortion, where everything's kind of balls to the wall, you could still be very emotional in the way you play lines and express phrases. So, and with me, when I work on stuff, you know, granted, I mean, if it's a type of song where you're all over the place, sometimes you need to look at the fretboard. And I'm not saying that everything you play, you should be able to do it without looking. But it's very fun and interesting to see what happens when you don't need to look at your fingers. Because when I do this, I could think about the way I want it to sound, and by taking out that one sense of sight, I could really focus on sound and how I want to make it sound and make it be played. So again, it's just a concept to try out. Have some fun with it, see what happens. But again, it also shows you, you know, the amount of time and practice you should be putting in if you really want to master what you're learning and what you're playing. You know, again, I've been working on this for about 2 months, definitely at least an hour a day, which I've been very consistent with. It's a very seductive piece for me. I can't get enough of working on it, so it's really fun to practice. And when I got to the point where let me try this blindfolded without looking, you know, you start to really dig in deeper. Another thing that I like to illustrate this with, there was a classical guitarist named John Williams, who's one of my biggest inspirations on the classical side. He has this video called the Seville Concert, I believe it is, where he performs all these songs in Seville. And he does this one along with a lot of other ones. There's a part on the DVD where he talks with, I believe it's Paco Peña, who's a famous flamenco guitar player. And he gets together with him, and he's telling him how there's this piece of music that he plays that he's taking a new look at and playing it in a new way after 20 years of performing this song, okay? So think about that. You know, this guy learned and has performed this song for like 20 years, but he's just taking a decision to like look at it a different way and perform it another way emotionally. And it just goes to show you that when you learn songs, you know, be in the mindset that you're learning them for life, okay? Even if you might not play for a while, or maybe there's a year where you're busy focused on other things, you don't play or practice. If you've learned something and you've played it, that song, I like to believe, is inside of you. And it's going to be there forever. It might take a little bit more practice to bring it back up and make it sound good again, but when you learn stuff, if you focus on the emotional side of learning it, you really be surprised at how it just becomes part of you, and then how you express it, you know, is just what makes you unique to that song. Kind of some deep stuff, but it's really cool to think about, and certainly really cool to try. So yeah, that's, you know, hopefully that helps you out. Don't try this with a whole song right off the bat. You know, find a solo phrase or a small part of a solo, a riff, anything that you want to give it a shot with, and just see what happens. Try to turn off all your other senses and just listen to what's happening and try to visualize your fingers where they are on the fretboard. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully that helps, and I'm really excited. I've learned this whole song all the way through, but now becomes the emotional side of how I want to play it. Part of that is still physical with me learning the techniques better, but the other side is how do I want to express it, and that's where I'm at right now. So the next video I do for this song, I'm going to play the whole thing for you, which is like 6.5 minutes. It's an awesome, amazing piece. So yeah, hopefully that helps. This is Mike Deary. Get out there, practice, 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 and practice some more. But think about playing what you play more emotionally and see where that takes you. Thanks a lot, have fun, and we'll see you soon. Later.